Ladies and gentlemen, we want you to stand and we want you to make some noise.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's go racing here at Knoxville.
Only the best go 3 abreast.
It is show time at Williams Grove Speedway.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, here at Eldora Speedway, it's showtime!
You got them 4 abreast. Often imitated, never duplicated. The greatest show on dirt, the world of outlaws.
It's time to sit back, relax, and enjoy because, ladies and gentlemen, it's showtime!
Set to do battle for 30 laps. The green flag is waving.
Hello again. It is MRN's Wing Nation Weekend presented by Hefner Racing Products, setting you up for the big race weekend. We are glad you joined us. Erin, Evernham, and Steve Post, and we're in a little bit of the Knoxville hangover. We understand that, but we still have a lot of racing going on.
Yes.
Oh, my gosh, and we're getting close to the month of September, which just gets insane again.
Yes. You know, the Knoxville hangover's bad, but the November hangover
That's
is
the worst
really
one.
bad.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's the worst one.
We got races to look forward to.
You're right, absolutely. So the Outlaws are in North Dakota. The All-Stars are in New York. ASCS is back on track. And in Pennsylvania, 3 nights of 410 racing. How about that?
It's a good way to recover from a hangover.
Good way to
right?
recover from a hangover. And that third night in Pennsylvania is at Trailway Speedway. And I'm just fascinated by Trailway Speedway, so that's what we're going to do. We're going to dial them up and talk to the fine folks at Trailway Speedway about their 410 race, about what they're doing with the 358s, and so much more. So stay with us. We'll be back in just a moment.
No matter what or where you race, Hefner Racing Products and HRP Wings has you covered. Built in the USA, HRP is the manufacturer of the original recessed rivet wing, including their premier Shark Wing series, as well as the new Racer Series Sprint Car Wing. Hefner Racing Products wings are available for sprint cars, mini and micro sprints, winged outlaw karts, and junior sprints. HRP is the leader in mule conversions, manufactures and sells a full line of sprint car components, including Nerf bars and bumpers, front axles, precision laser cut chassis building tabs, brackets, tubes, and spuds. HRP has the absolute largest selection of trailer and shop accessories available to sprint car racers. When it comes to setting up your trailer or shop, HRP is the choice for the best in trailer and shop storage and organization accessories. Hefner Racing Products. Visit them and shop online at hrpracing.com. Now back to the Wing Nation Weekend Podcast, presented by Hefner Racing Products.
Welcome back. Erin Evernham and Steve Post having a great time here. Remember our friends at Hefner Racing Products. That's www.hrpracing.com. That's hrpracing.com. A couple weeks ago, I had a little time, and I was at the fabulous Lincoln Speedway, just watching a Saturday night program there. And I got to thinking, because I'm watching the 358 cars, and they're putting on some spectacular racing in central Pennsylvania. Those guys, those guys and gals, man, they're great racers. And I'm thinking, man, if you took that division of cars and put it anywhere else in the country, it'd be the premier division, and everybody would like it. And yet it's because of the 410 nature of central Pennsylvania. It's that division that is a support division in some places, but it's not a support division everywhere.
Nope.
It is the primary division on Friday nights at Trailway Speedway, okay? And this place has been doing it for quite some time, and we're just curious about it. They got a big 410 race coming up, so we figured let's dial them up. And joining us on the line is Perry Hostetter, who is on the line. Hello, Perry. Welcome into Wing Nation.
Hi, Erin. Hi, Steve. How you doing?
We are doing fantastic. How are you? Everything looking good? Is you ready for your lone 410 show this weekend?
Yes. Brothers Brad and Barry are here. Brad's out, always working on the Speedway, and he'll have it race ready Sunday night.
There we go. Absolutely.
Perry, tell us a little bit about your track. It's a third mile. I know you run a lot of micros, run 358s, but give our listeners a little bit of background about Trailway Speedway.
Well, it started in the early 70s. Our father, Armin, started it. He was a racer himself. He ran on the beach of Daytona. He was very athletic in sports. He played football and baseball. And he started a track here in the early 70s. It started out with motorcycle racing, turned into cars and motorcycles, and we're here still today.
Wow. So this goes back quite a way and a long racing history, and this is the memorial race. let's talk a little bit about the 358s. And you kind of heard the way I came in. Man, you have got some great, phenomenal racers that race with you every Friday night. What's the challenge? What's it like being the Friday night track, the 358 track in Pennsylvania? What's the challenge? What was that like?
Very good. We started about 10 years ago. A lot of racers came through here and advanced into the 410s and what have you, but we have a good group of cars. It's some teams that maybe can't afford to go 410 racing, and 358 racing has been around here for a long time. You probably don't hear of it elsewhere too much, other than 360s or in the modified ranks. A lot of good drivers came through here. Darren and Chris East have both raced here. Billy and Danny Dietrich, Brad McClellan. A lot of good drivers come through here. It's a good group of guys.
Now, talk about the race you have coming up on Sunday. It's the third annual Armin Hostetter Memorial Race. I think it's your only 410 race of the year. Talk about how it came together, and is there any plans to do more 410 races in the future?
Well, a lot of good question there. It started out, Dad owned a sprint car team back in the 70s, and 410 racing is really big around here. And we had so many guys that graduated to other divisions that made it to the 410s that like to come home, so to speak, for one big race. So we have one a year. It's 29 laps after our father's number 29 jersey he wore in semi-pro football. And it's a chance for everybody to come home again. And everybody looks forward to it because it's only one race a year. Everybody goes, you should have 4 or 5 of them. But we like the idea of having one big show and then everybody comes home.
Indeed, it looks great. That's for sure. What's the time? What's the details on it, and all of the nuts and bolts to get people in the gate there?
Gates open at 5. Warm-ups will be about 7 o'clock, and the first heat at 7:30. We only have 2 divisions. We have the 600 micro sprints will be here as well. We try to get everybody in, show a good program, and get them out in time since it's Sunday night.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, I did a little bit with those 600 micros. Fred Raymer does a show at Path Valley, and I announced him. Those guys themselves, they put on a pretty good show as well.
Too.
Well, to those teams, that is their 410 team.
You're right.
Some of them don't go any further. They stay right where they're at in the 600s. We have one gentleman, Brad McClellan, raced in the 270 micros for years before he finally stepped into a super sprint. So a lot of guys call that their the mainstay as far as their racing career.
For sure. Perry, what's the car count look like for Sunday that you know of, and who are some of the big guns that might be coming?
Boy, car counts are tough, aren't they?
Yes, who survives.
The United States, it's tough. It's not like the days of the 70s where you had plenty of cars and it was great racing all the time. As far as car counts, we had 23 last year. We were happy with that. The first year, Brent Marks won. Last year, Brian Monteith won. So we do get some very talented drivers. Last year, I believe Danny Dietrich was second and Lucas Wolf was third. So we there's probably 3 or 4 teams that run 358s here will put the 410 wing on and run with them. But we got a good group of local guys. Greg Hodnick called me a while ago. He's hoping to come here. So a lot of guys, a lot of good families around here, good tie-ins. With the Fletchers and the Gobrecks and the Smiths. I mean, a lot of good families in this area that will come over, even though they like to have Sundays off with their family, just to come over one more time and hopefully honor our father Armin.
Boy, I'll tell you, that's phenomenal. And you look at the records, and it's pretty good there. Final question for you here along the way. We wrap up on Sunday. What's the balance of the season look like for you guys as far as wrapping up your year? It's weird. We're into August. I don't know where the year went to, but all of a sudden we're talking about wrapping up the season. What's the balance of the season look like for you guys?
We have several championship races for each of our divisions at the end of the year. We run 2 stock car divisions we call limited stocks, which are 4-cylinders, and the street stocks. And we also have some bigger events for the 358 super sprints and our micro program. So we have a big races coming here at the end of the year. We have a big demo derby over Halloween that we give candy out for the kids and things of that nature. But we also do shows in the wintertime. Dad started a show called Motorama Events, and we run at the Harrisburg Farm Show Complex every February. So we're always busy. Dad didn't want us to sit around too much.
Oh, I've been to one of those Motorama events at the Harrisburg. I've been to that years and years ago, but I've been to it. That's cool.
Well, that's us. If you give me a shout out, I'll try to show you some hospitality.
We'll definitely do that. Hey, I appreciate you joining us, spreading the gospel. Again, it's the Armin Hostetter Memorial coming up this Sunday at Trailway Speedway. We wish you the best. I hope you have a great show this week, and we'll be following along.
Thank you, everybody. Hope to see you Sunday.
There we go. Wow, that's cool. That's the thing that fascinates me. And I've said this along the way when we talk about the 410 world. There's so many ways people are figuring out how to race.
Yeah.
And here's a deal here that's rock solid. Just keeps right on rolling Friday night. You think of Friday night sprint cars in central Pennsylvania, you think Williams Grove.
Yep.
And yet, down the road, here they are at Trailway, just having great shows along the way. The 358 drivers are great. It's phenomenal. So we wish them the best. It's the Armin Hostetter Memorial coming up on Sunday afternoon. Erin, the World of Outlaw Craftsman Sprint Cars, Fargo, North Dakota, River City Speedway on in Grand Forks on Friday night, Fargo on Saturday night. Donnie Schatz don't have far to go this week.
No, he can stay home this
Stay
weekend.
home. He sleep in his own bed. There we go. Although he does that frequently anyhow. Arctic Cat All-Star Circuit of Champions, some places that you know well. Utica Rome Speedway on Friday night, Orange County Fairgrounds on Saturday, and Lebanon Valley Speedway on Sunday.
Got some family back home going to Lebanon Valley.
Do you really?
Yep.
I wonder if they still have that concession stand with the steaks at the Orange County. Oh, my gosh, those sirloin sandwiches.
Yep, and that big hole in turn one. I wonder if they still have that, too.
Well, no, I've heard they've
I've heard
Reading
too.
Area Auto, they've done a nice job, I guess, at Orange County. That's good. It's
that.
good stuff. It's great stuff. I just wonder about that steak stand.
Of course, that's
Yes, exactly.
Tasty it, too.
Tasty it, too. IRA bumper-to-bumper sprint Saturday night at Wilmot, Sunday at Angel Park. Other 410 racing, the Fast Series is back in action at Attica. Lernerville on Friday night, Silver Dollar Speedway, Williams Grove. I love what's going on in Williams Grove and Port. They have the 410s with the World of Outlaw late models.
Yeah.
Man, that's a show right there. Saturday, Atomic Speedway in Chillicothe, Butler Motor Speedway, the fabulous Lincoln Speedway, Port Royal Speedway, 410s in World of Outlaws, Sharon Speedway with the Fast Series, St. Francis County in Farmington, Missouri, and the Iowa Sprint Car Series is at Wayne County. Trailways again, the Armin Hostetter Memorial, and then Tri-City Speedway has racing in Franklin, Pennsylvania. Lucas Oil ASCS National Tour, Saturday night, Hamilton County Speedway in Webster City, Iowa. Sunday, the Missouri State Fairgrounds in Sedalia, Missouri. They have regional racing in Beaumont, Texas. And can't get out of here without mentioning our friends at Jackson. They have a big 360 show on Friday night, the Nebraska 360s with the MSTS. And, folks, the racing there, I mean, it is highlight film every time they open the gate. So get out to Jackson if you're up in that area on Friday night. So great stuff along the way. Now, if you're not able to get to the racetrack but want to watch some racing, go to wingnation.com, our broadcast calendar. Great stuff along the way. And Erin, we've survived another week of post Knoxville. Now we can move on with the rest of our lives.
Yeah, get back to racing. That's what helps us.
Right, exactly, and start the countdown.
Yeah.
To Knoxville again.
Yeah,
350 some, whatever, 60 days, whatever it is. So we'll see where we're at. We appreciate our friends at Hefner Race. Wasn't that fun last week doing the show with
really
Jeff
fun.
Wessel?
Yes.
Man, I'll tell you what, I love that guy to death. He's a great guy, and it was fun just hanging out with those guys and doing the show. If you missed it, go back and listen to last week's show, or better yet, watch it, because we were live on location with him there, and Barry Jackson always brings it.
Yeah, Barry Jackson's
always good
great,
stuff there along the way. So great stuff from Hefner Racing Products, www.hrpracing.com. And finally, want to remind you that joining us this week on MRN's Wing Nation on MAV TV, presented by Sage Fruit, Casey Kane, winning team owner from the Knoxville Nationals, and a whole boatload of Tweet Your Seats. So join us on Saturday on MAV TV.
This has been the Wing Nation Weekend Podcast, brought to you by Hefner Racing Products. The Wing Nation Weekend Podcast is a production of the Motor Racing Network. All rights reserved.